Hello everyone and welcome back to our Rogue Trader playthrough. This is episode number 55. Last time we came to the Adeptus Amasekis. Actually, let me check to make sure it's 55 because I've already numbered stuff wrong in this recording chunk. Yep. Where we met Gordes Katov and spoke with him. And then we spoke to Heydari after she killed two thugs, a third ran. Some pretty nice work. So she already asked, have we met somewhere before? I already read all this, but I'll read it again. A woman looks at you with the glassy eyes of a drunk, and you notice... She did all that while drunk, by the way, which is insane. You notice the two empty bottles that have been keeping her company before you arrived. She looks completely out of place in this dingy, smoky bar. The fancy attire, the abundance of jewelry, the implants plated with precious metals. Her appearance not only screams wealth, but also audacity. For only an audacious person would flaunt their wealth in a place like that.
Greetings, Shireen. With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
She smiles somewhat groggily as she examines you over the glass that is raised to her lips. Call me Max Schreiber. I am Max Schreiber, trade envoy of House Valancius. Now I'm going to start with a bit more anonymous.
Well then, here's to our meeting. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that you're someone special, since you've been granted an audience with the Liege of Footfall himself. It's always a pleasure to make the acquaintance of someone powerful. And the timing couldn't be better.
She takes a sip, pauses, then resolutely sets her glass aside and turns to you. Ooh, I've gotten her attention. The drunk's willing to put aside the drink.
Jai Heydari at your service. Professional trader, shrewd commercial broker, and, may I say, the most honest. We all have our problems, and at times even one's many merits aren't enough to solve them. Perhaps it would be no trouble for a person with your kind of power and standing to assist someone with my kind of predicament.
So her name is Jai. Okay. Something tells me this is a recruitment quest where you can recruit Jai. She's definitely built up to be somewhat of a character. She's either going to be a massive enemy, or she's going to be a companion, the way we recruited Heinrichs. Though that was kind of forced upon us. I think she's an optional companion, the first one that we've met so far.
She's a cold trader, a smuggler who deals in Xenos artifacts. Apart from this heresy, I know of no other grave crimes committed by her.
Okay, good to know, Heinrichs. What do you need help with?
You see, Shireen, there's one cardinal rule on Footfall. Anything goes as long as it doesn't get in the way of business. I'm someone who's been able to exploit that rule to the fullest. And in recent years, I've hit it so big, I've become a speck of sand in someone's green eye. They used to throw small wrenches into my dealings here and there. Well, now they've decided to really put their backs into it. Some rats stolen my cargo and dragged it off to the seediest part of the Shadow Quarters. A crummy place even for connoisseurs of Footfall's unique atmosphere. When I asked the Liege for protection, we had a mutual misunderstanding. I believe Vladium, in a most lamentable fashion, has forgotten his duties as guardian of the downtrodden and wronged. So I'm in desperate need of a new one. And you, Shireen, fit the bill perfectly. All I need is for you to drop by one dark corner of Footfall Shadow Quarters and pound it into the thieves' heads that taking Heydari's property carries certain risks.
Commerce test succeeded. Jai appears to be a serious operator on Footfall. The Liege's refusal to help means the loss of a potential ally, so Jai is encroaching on his turf. If Vladium is not responsible for the disappearance of Jai's cargo, he will certainly benefit greatly from it. I suspect that Vladium wants to keep the cargo out of your hands, and I want to put him in his place. Yeah, I don't want him getting ideas above his station.
May the Exalted One bless you and your progeny. Then here's what we'll do. We shouldn't be seen together before we make it to the safe house. I'll head there first. I'll take my own special route so I won't be spotted.
So she gave me a data, or she put out a data slate with a map of Footfall.
Right. Here, that's where those ashmags are keeping the stolen cargo. Out the bar, over the bridge, and to the left. There, in the depths, you'll find a small courtyard, through which you can get to the place. I'll be waiting nearby. You can come when it suits you, but the sooner you do, the better. I'll see you then, Shireen.
Alright, well, we don't really have anything else to do except for this quest, which is Aaron's Wanted on Footfall. Jai, recover the cargo from the secret warehouse. The entrance switch is located in the northeastern part of the Shadow Quarters. Alright, we've already been there, so I know where to go. Oh, let's speak to Octaviana. Octaviana. Is that a prosthetic jaw? Octaviana, the burly woman with a wealth of fiery hair, is in the process of tinkering with some unknown device that is clinking melodiously. She has a rough-looking implant in place of her lower jaw. As you approach, the implant begins to move as if independent of the rest of her face. Welcome to the Adeptus Amosecus, sir. What can Octaviana get you? Amosec, low, something more interesting? Octaviana freezes in place. It can't be. Are you Sister Argenta? The Sister Argenta, the one who has the worst scum on Footfall, shaking in their boots? The whole station is talking about you, and here you are in the flesh, in our humble Amosecus. Argenta stops Octaviana's adoration with a calm gesture. No more. I seek retribution against transgressors, glory for myself. In spite of words, you catch a glint in Argenta's eyes. You can tell she is enjoying its enraptured attention. What is this place? You're in the oldest watering hole in Footfall, sir. The Adeptus Amosecus is the only Adeptus one can find on Footfall. She laughs hoarsely. I'm Octaviana. I serve drinks, lend an ear, and if it comes down to it, quiet the rowdy ones. She sizes you up carefully. Folks usually come to the Amosecus for either pleasure or business. Might I ask what's brought you here? Judging by your company, I take it you're here for business rather than pleasure, glancing at Heinrichs. I'm really tagging along this time around. I have business here. We're better to do business than Footfall, am I right? Business is the only thing keeping this melting pot going. If this wasn't the best place to make deals, Footfall would have been stripped clean long before now, one asteroid at a time. Octaviana leans forward. Sitting at this bar often puts folks in a talkative mood, and I don't see anybody paying me to keep quiet. Visits from eminent individuals like yourself boost the status of my establishment, so I can repay you by sharing what I've overheard. Some of it might help you out in your dealings. About the woman who started a gunfight up at the bar. Why are you so interested? You looking into her or something? Octaviana catches herself upon meeting your gaze and bows her head low. Apologies, sir, me and my big mouth. Guess this is why they broke my jaw so many times. She touches her implant. Octaviana drops her voice. Jai? You know, Jai's pretty great. She made a name for herself here on Footfall. She's a woman who came from nothing. She follows the unwritten rules of this place. She doesn't walk all over weaker folks, and she drinks like a fish to a boot. There's lots to respect. Sad thing is, looks like she's got on the wrong side of Ladaim, and since both of them, well, I guess all three of us have ties to the Casbalca, there's no way out of this. Jai should get off Footfall while she still can. Better to lose her business than her life. Odd name, the Adeptus Amosecus, not very reverent. What makes you say that? Octaviana chuckles. Do you know where you're standing? On the deck of the Martyr's Endurance, a sacred vessel that once belonged to the Adeptus Administratum. 100 years ago, the bureaucrats sent a mission here to establish a department. Set up some kind of record keeping, overhaul Footfall, and make everything here follow a billion laws to the letter. As you can see, it was the Martyr's Endurance and its inhabitants that got overhauled in the end. I don't know what happened to them, but the locals like to come here to make deals and count their money like before in this temple of the Imperium's accountants. Over there you can even see the signs been preserved. Partially. I don't know how a place like this could appear in the Emperor's light. To dive like any other, no better or worse than the rest. She shrugged. It's the best Footfall has to offer, especially if you know what you're looking for. How are things on Footfall? Haven't been to our fine station in a while, have you, sir? As per usual, there's never a dull moment. Either someone's getting shot in the square, or some rich guy's going on a safari to hunt commoners into Shadow Quarters. Sure, the Liege makes sure that the local shenanigans don't get in the way of business out on the station, but what happens on the outskirts adds a little spice to our lives. We make do, but the real trouble is that every passing day it gets harder to find grub. Hear that some horrors are happening on the void Aside for Abundus, that not all ships are making it here, and the Liege's old patrons don't seem to be in a hurry to help. It's taking a toll on Vladimir's authority, and if his authority wobbles too hard, he'll have plenty of people lining up to take his place. Give me the latest. Something might interest you. A tale I heard from a tipsy void born from a cargo barge. It exited the warp halfway between Farabundus and the Avorius system, came upon a shuttle wreck adrift. Shuttle was registered to the inevitability of Triumph, a merchant ship that disappeared decades ago. She's bound for Footfall. Her cargo holds brimming with valuable goods, but she never made it. If anything at all survived the shipwreck, it could be quite the lucky find. It's another tidbit for you. Some poor sot was here bawling about how his crew tossed out a whole shipment of cargo along with the trash, how it was his fault somehow. He hid the fact, and once they docked at Footfall, he immediately went on the run. No surprise there. Had they discovered his blunder, he would have been executed. Don't know what sort of cargo it was, but the ship he served on usually goes between Footfall and Winterscale's realm. She passes the 100 Dreams crossroads and Landgren's belt. If you happen by that area, you might want to look for whatever that idiot chucked overboard. That will do for now. Off we go, sir. It's time. Let's get some more goods going. Gee, I once dreamt of joining the Adeptus Administratum, didn't work out, but guess what? I'm a full-time refugee. I didn't see what that said. Map. Alright, so there's some goods down here.
It's about time.
Right? Went too far.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
I'm stuck.
A new challenge for me?
I see it now.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Huh. Are you using melee weapons? Oh, chainsword engines. See if there's anything else I want to drop off. Shotgun. Scrap chainmail. Stub carbines, yeah. This is a mastercrafted power maul. Quite as good, but it's good enough to keep around. Same with this rated greatsword. Bayonet knife.
None shall stand in my way.
Good.
Follow my lead.
Character, no inventory. The bayonet one for Abelard. Right? No, it's gotta be a ranged attack, so it's Pascal who's getting this. Boom.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Alright. Let's pop out of here and get moving.
It's about time. Victory awaits!
Click the shadow quarters and please tell me I can get out of here. Finally. Alright, I need to stay on the shadow quarters. Right, as we wait for this to load.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Alright, where are we going? Oh, those goods are hanging about. I didn't realize that. Let's spend the rest of this
Follow my
episode,
lead.
because we're about 3/4 of the way in. Let's spend the rest of this going after those goods. Okay, if I go this way.
None shall stand in my way. I won't tolerate.
Nope, I want to take
weakness.
the long way up here. Got it.
A new challenge for me.
It's on this side, right here.
Operation.
Alright, that's actually good. I need loot. Wait, what are these? Gravelhawk components, okay. I need some non-melee component, or like non-melee things, too. Okay, I want the auto gun. The Anvir chainsword is... I want to compare that to the officer's chainsword. But I may have already traded in the officer's chainsword. I don't really care about the Anvir chainsword anyways. Okay, now we gotta do some inventorying. Keeping that hand flamer over this one. Alright.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Now let's go to our inventory. Time to start sprucing things up. First of all, Heinrichs. What's his awareness? 30. This is coercion. Okay, that's definitely worth it. The pirate scarf. I don't like the eye patch. I'm gonna turn off the show helmet. I don't really like that eye patch on him, but it's good for him. That's the right item to equip onto him. But by God, that eye patch looks terrible on him. I swear there's something else I'm missing. Oh. Could do interrogation goggles, but no thanks. What's this robe again? Yeah, no, I'm going to take that off. I'm giving that to Abelard. Alright, and then you can have the Phantom Cloak.
Victory awaits.
There's the inventorying done. Let's go to the map. I've literally got to go all the way down, don't I? Then back
None
around.
shall stand in my way. Follow my lead.
Alright. They may be in the quarantine
Tolerate
zone.
weakness.
In fact, they're probably in the quarantine zone, and that's why I can't. Yeah, they're in the quarantine zone. That's what I thought. So I can't get those. Let's go to Wanted on Football.
They say a
Northeastern
little
part.
bit of humility never hurt anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every step.
Huh.
It's about time.
Why is it the ones who pacified something are in Alpha Row, but they're talking about us.
I'll lay claim
See,
to
any
the
changes with the
stars.
Exterminator Sergeant? Probably not, but...
Victory awaits.
Alright, Heydari's in this warehouse over here. Cash in the old bridge. What's that new thing? Message from the cache. It's Aurora's sermon. From the bridge cache. You're on the right path, Seeker. The other caches. Small fragment of text left.
Follow my lead.
Alright, well, we'll enter the warehouse in the next episode. Until then.